This is so exciting because we're starting the Bridge podcast, and the Bridge podcast is all about knowledge sharing and talking with interesting people about interesting things happening in the world of super yachting. And today we're kicking it off. Arman,
hello.
This is the first one, and it's a father and son edition.
It's great to be here.
When is the last time we did a father-son edition? It's like 2 years ago?
No, three years ago.
Really?
I think 2-3 years ago, something like that.
And a lot of people watched that one, actually. I remember that people liked it.
Yeah, people were quite positive. People seem to like us together. I don't know why, but they do.
So today we're going to talk about TheBridge and why we started TheBridge and what TheBridge is going to do. I'm obviously going to ask you guys, just leave comments, anything you feel that we need to do, tell us, and we'll do it. Okay, how did we come up with TheBridge? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was quite funny. I think you called me in like the morning, and then you said, I've got an idea. Let's get people together and talk about it. And then we talked about it, and it was not a bad idea. It was a pretty good idea.
Well, so what happens, like you guys all know that, like I was one of the founders of A-Crew, and then A-Crew merged into Yachtco. And then at a certain point, you need to make a decision, what am I going to do with my life? And I decided that I want to do one final trick, and I wanted to do it with him. Yeah, it's important to me. So I thought, like, you know what, we're going to do this together. One morning I drove to the office and I just came to my mind because, we've been talking about AI for how long? This is our topic.
Well, very long, and that has intensified over like the last 6 months. It was like non-stop conversations about AI.
So I was getting a quick course on AI because obviously I am the older generation and he's the younger generation. And he was telling me all these things like, oh, AI is great, but. Okay, I don't want to talk the negatives about AI, but you have 30 seconds to tell us why OpenAI is not necessarily good for a lot of things.
Okay, I'd say if you're either a private company or you're a niche industry that requires high-level decisions where you cannot make a mistake, using open source models that are not trained on your internal truth, that's very dangerous because they hallucinate, they bring things together that aren't yours, plus you're giving your data away to outside companies. If you put an invoice or anything inside of an open source model, it takes it away and it trains it. So your data is gone. But I think the most important thing is if you want to make sure that you're doing the right things, you got to use your own foundation, because an AI only is valuable if it knows what it has to reason over. I think that's the most important key.
Yeah, because I love AI because I use Gemini and ChatGPT, and you love Claude. And
Claude's the best, by the way, I would say.
Yeah, well, and then it helps me organize because it's very good at finding information very quickly for me. But then again, you're right, it is trained to please me, right? It's trained to...
Yeah, so all it does when you ask it a question, it goes to like billions of data points on the internet. It'll go through every Reddit chat, through every LinkedIn article, through every article that's ever been written, and then it finds the mean. So what it does, it compresses the extremes and finds the mean, and that's then the answer it gives you, which is very structured. It's written very well, but it's often not accurate. And if you want to make high-stake decisions, either for a business or in an industry like yachting, you cannot make mistakes and you cannot do the mean. You have to make sure it's 100% correct.
Good. So, because I was been talking to like some captains and crew and said like, I want to do something else, and people said like, oh, you need to go do what you did and do all this knowledge sharing and create and connect us because that's what you guys were so good at. And I said like, if I can combine that with AI, that would be amazing. And then obviously they told me stories about how generations now are using AI, but also like how people get their information from TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, which is not necessarily verified information. And that is when it became TheBridge.
Yes.
In the car, it popped to me and it said like, if I want information, what do? I ask TheBridge. I ask the captain. And that was the start of the new concept. So we started with AskTheBridge. We basically, what was the first thing you told me we had to do if we wanted to start our own AI thing? We have to build it ourselves, right?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent for building your own things, making sure that it's all secure and safe. And if you want to, we said it's all about verified knowledge. If you want to verify something, you have to build it yourself.
Yeah, so we built our own
LLM, our own large language model, which is basically just like an operating brain which learns things you give it.
Yeah, and that was so cool because we built it and the team built it, and the kudos to Nacham because she was doing that. We basically are training a baby brain into becoming an adult. We had to look at what kind of language, how does it address people? Is it going to be helpful or cute or rough?
This was a very heavy discussion, the cute part.
Yeah. So you don't want to go cute. So we said, no, it has to be kind and helpful and it needs to speak languages. And so we built that engine and see that as the brain, the foundation of everything we did. And it's an amazing engine. It's so good. Then we said, so what are we going to do with it? And we came up with basically 3 key solutions. So how would you describe AskTheBridge?
I would describe it as the centralized, verified, AI-powered knowledge hub of the industry, by the industry. I think this was very much your idea, and I think it's also important that we do something back because, people make very important decisions, but they need the right information, and it's not there, it's scattered, it's everywhere, so we're centralizing all the important information for that everyone can use it, and that the people that need the information 24/7, whenever they need it, wherever they are, they can access it. So it's very important for the sake of the industry.
So check it out on AskTheBridge because what it does is basically a ChatGPT Gemini, but based on knowledge that is verified by verified partners. We're inviting everybody in the industry to join us. Every company, share your knowledge. It's great. We want to make sure that people make the right decisions based on the right information. I think it's an obligation. So that's basically what we're trying to build for the industry. AskTheBridge, information in one spot, AI powered, but not on open AI, on our own LLM. Why? So that it doesn't hallucinate and gives you the right information. So it's great for companies because it's got an Ask the Specialist function, which basically means captains, crew, decision makers can get in touch with you directly to make sure that they get the right information. We used to have the forums, we used to have the Facebook thing, and now we're building it faster and quicker with AI. Why? It just finds information much better and gives you better answers. So I think we did something really cool there, right?
Yeah, AI is just a very fast search engine, and we took that and we made it very powerful.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really good concept.
And then I said, okay, and then we got the Bridge newsletter with it. It goes out to 100,000 people, and it's just good information sharing. And then I said, I want to do something as well with all my years of consultancy. Remember that?
Yeah.
How did I bring that to you?
Well, you said you want to build something which is to do with consultancy, and we have certain opinions on that. I don't know if we should share that, but it was
We think you don't need consultants anymore.
I think consultants can be very valuable, but maybe not at the price they charge.
So basically build, we have the engine anyway, so I trained the engine. So what I did is I took the 10 plus consultancy models, the Porters, the McKinsey, you know them if you went to university, and I trained the engine on those models. I wrote 300 plus rules to say how do these things combine. So basically for free, you can answer 51 questions, right? 51 questions, and then it just gives you full overview of your company, and then you can chat with it and ask what should I do to improve? How do I optimize my company? Really nice. AskTheBridge and the polls. But then you called, did you call me? You came up to me and said, Dad.
I'm not sure. I think I probably walked up to you, or it was just during our conversations, but yeah, either or, I don't remember fully.
And he said, Dad, we need to do something more with this. We need to, you called it superpowers.
Well, yeah, I'm all for using AI to give people superpowers. I mean, that's what it's for. It's the most powerful technology that's ever lived. If we can take it in the right way, we can literally give people superpowers. So why wouldn't we want to do that? I mean, I know everyone talks about AI replacing people, but we're all about, making people, giving them superpowers, and we can do it. I mean, we're doing it. It's really cool.
So then he said, you tell me.
I mean, I might get too technical, but
I'll stop you from there.
You got to use AI as a company, otherwise you're going to fall behind. You have to. You don't have a choice. But it's about how do you use it. And the only way you can use AI in your company is if it's a private AI which knows how your business functions and operates. So you need a foundation. So you need intelligence infrastructure. And what that is, that's basically just like a one-to-one replica of your company's entire ecosystem built so that a AI can understand it. It's like a context machine. It's called an ontology, which is just naming, mapping, and finding a relationship between things. And once you build that out, you have a foundation that an AI can reason over, and then you can put all your information into a RAG-powered LLM or just like a digital library. You cut it up in small pieces, and then it fully understands all the information that you have, but it also finds a relationship within them. It can analyze it, it can find patterns, and you can just start asking questions of your data, because 95% of all data is like unscattered. It's everywhere. It's in containers, in silos, and it's in everywhere. And it takes people hours and days and weeks to make decisions. Well, you should be able to make decisions in seconds with the right information, the right context. And that's what we're able to do, because you build the ontology, you build the foundation. On top of that, you build an AI that knows only your business and only know your ground truth. It's called a ground truth. And then what you're able to do is you're able to solve two really important bottlenecks. It's the context and the capacity bottleneck, which basically context, there's only so much time in a day for people to make decisions. And then you have the capacity is where there's only so much information out there where people can, read it. So it's all about how can we make sure people make faster, better, smarter decisions that are more accurate, but in seconds rather than days and hours and weeks and whatever, so that you can really give people superpowers. And there's a lot more to it, but it's very, very exciting.
It is exciting. So we call that the TheBridge OS, the TheBridge operating system. So basically what it does, and I'm trying to summarize it, and a lot of people will have understood you, and now some people will be like, I have no clue what he talked about.
I can get a bit technical sometimes.
And then, so I'm going to try to explain it. So basically we're saying, we built that engine, that brain, and it's secure, it's safe. It's hosted in Europe, fully GDPR compliant. It's got like this 2-3-way verifications. It is in safe environments. We got a full safety protocol document that you can read if you're interested in how we secure that data. But you have your own data. And whether you're a vessel, because we do it for vessels, for yachts, or whether you're a company, we basically add your data, your knowledge to our engine in your secured environment, which means that after you can do exactly what Arman said, you can just answer questions. You can make it available for your team, for your clients, for your crew, for your owner. And it can basically ask questions. So basically, it trains people quicker. It makes knowledge available. We less knowledge drainage as well, because we have.
That's very big for the vessels. I mean, we spoke to quite a few captains, and they said one of their big problems is the knowledge drain. When the crew leave, they take their knowledge with them, and you have to train everyone again from the start. And this allows them, at least for vessels, you store the information in a verified, safe, secure place, which only runs on your truth, and then you're able to, whenever a new crew comes in, whenever someone leaves, whenever you need to find information. I mean, we talked yesterday with a captain, they said, well, I could use this so well for finding my floral arrangements, like a picture of the floral arrangements and everything. And it's even these small things, or how does the owner's clothing look, and how is the underwear structured, and all these little things that are very important that normally take hours and days to find, you can find it in seconds.
Well, the thing is, people store their information in their own spots. So we got information on a server, you got information on personal computers, on phones, also for companies. Information is everywhere, information is scattered. Then you first have to find that information. So you find the document, then you have to read the whole document. So what AI can do for you is basically, you answer the question for a vessel, it's like, what we did for floral arrangement on Christmas 2023. It will find, oh, this was the SOP, this is what we did, these are some pictures. So everything can be stored, and you can do the same for companies.
Yeah.
So it makes it so cool. Information becomes available, quicker, better, more structured, and that's what AI does. It reasons over it. So if you told me, right, so you might find a piece of information there, and then on another spot.
So it will find, that's where the ontology comes in, because it knows how you work. It knows exactly your workflows and what connects to what. It will find, a piece of information here, but actually this relates to that as well, which relates to something else. And all of a sudden, instead of finding one piece of information, you get a full context debrief of the exact information. So I don't know whether it's about flowers or it's about a certain client. What do we know about X client? It will find all the information, which normally takes hours, weeks, days, whatever to find, and it finds it in seconds. And it's more than just finding information, it also gives you the context, and then it will help you actually know what to do. It's all about, I call it augmenting and enabling people, and a very simple term is just giving people superpowers.
Giving people superpowers. And with superpowers, people will then say like, oh, and you're not doing events anymore. Well, the A crew still exists, guys, so they will be doing events, but we're launching a massive superpower event as well.
It's very, very exciting. Can we talk about it? I don't know if we can. It's kind of private, no?
No, well, let's say that if you have a specific talent, we're going to allow you to showcase your talent in an amazing, let's call it a talent festival, a talent gala. We're going to dress up for it. It's going to be amazing, but it's all about talent from people on shore and on board.
It's going to be a fantastic weekend.
Ooh. And the first one's probably going to be Mallorca or Ibiza. I'm not sure yet.
I would say Mallorca.
Yes? Cool. Guys, this is podcast number 1. We will see much more of us in the next months, weeks, and days. Thank you so much. And thank you, Arman, for doing the first one with me.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Thank you for having me. You hear my son crying out loud. Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.